Lightning strikes in moments unseen, shifting energy in ways most overlook. On the night of the 9th of January, a simple 4-digit code carries the power to unlock doors long closed, stirring forces within the subconscious that guide destiny toward abundance, clarity, and opportunity. Hidden patterns of numbers woven into the fabric of reality respond to focus, repetition, and intention. Tonight, a sequence exists that aligns with universal rhythms, silently influencing thought, action, and outcome. Those who understand this can activate a subtle, unstoppable current of change before sleep even begins. By following this practice, viewers will learn the precise method to harness this code, tapping into the mind's deepest receptivity during the final moments before drifting into rest. Small actions, when aligned with energy and intention, ripple outward, creating synchronicities that transform daily life. Signs may appear as fleeting inspiration, sudden clarity, or unexpected opportunities, proof that the subconscious is quietly reshaping reality. This is not fantasy. This is the science of influence, the hidden art of subtle power, and the ancient wisdom of numerology meeting modern understanding of the mind. Remaining until the end will reveal not only the 4-digit code itself, but also the correct way to repeat it for maximum effect, ensuring the night's practice becomes a catalyst for personal transformation. The energy of the 9th of January is fleeting, timing amplifies impact, every number, every thought, every repetition carries weight, silently opening channels often ignored. Welcome to Shaolin Divine Flow, a space where ancient wisdom meets practical application and small daily actions create extraordinary outcomes. Subscribe now and step fully into this journey, where each night holds the potential to awaken power, abundance, and clarity hidden within. Tonight, one code could quietly begin to change everything. Numbers whisper in ways the conscious mind rarely hears. Certain sequences carry vibrations that reach deep into the subconscious, bypassing doubt and resistance. When repeated with focus, these codes act like keys, unlocking doors to hidden potential, guiding thoughts, emotions, and actions toward outcomes often unseen. The mind responds not only to logic but to patterns, rhythms, and subtle cues. A simple 4-digit sequence, repeated with intention, can influence perception, open awareness, and create a momentum that shapes reality. Ancient traditions recognized the power of numbers long before modern science began to study the mind. Numerology reveals that each number carries an energy, a frequency that resonates with certain aspects of life, prosperity, clarity, creativity, or opportunity. When combined in a specific order, these numbers amplify one another, forming a sequence capable of directing the subconscious toward aligned action. Repetition strengthens this effect, like planting seeds in fertile soil. Each time the code is repeated, the mind registers it, subtly adjusting beliefs, expectations, and choices in ways that guide energy toward desired outcomes. The influence of number sequences extends beyond mere thought. It touches luck, finances, relationships, and personal growth. Small coincidences begin to appear, decisions feel guided, and opportunities emerge where none were visible before. The subconscious begins to operate in harmony with intention, noticing patterns that were previously ignored, recognizing doors that were previously unseen. Over time, consistent practice transforms these subtle shifts into tangible results, revealing the quiet power of focused repetition. By understanding and applying this hidden force, the mind becomes a partner in creation, responding to signals that are precise, intentional, and powerful. Every number, every repetition, every focused thought contributes to a wave of change, building quietly but inevitably. The moment the sequence is embraced, the subconscious awakens, ready to guide reality toward the path it is being shown, step by step, almost imperceptibly, yet profoundly. Energy shifts in precise moments, and few days carry as much subtle power as the 9th of January. This date marks a threshold, a point where new beginnings converge with the universe's rhythm. The numbers themselves tell a story. 9 resonates with completion, wisdom, and the closing of cycles, preparing the mind to release old patterns and welcome transformation. The 1 represents initiation, the spark of creation, the first step toward what the subconscious has been quietly preparing for months. When combined with the year 2026, these numbers form a pattern that aligns intention, timing, and opportunity in ways that can amplify the influence of focused practice. Cosmic energy responds to timing. Actions taken when universal forces are in alignment carry far more weight than the same actions taken at random. On the 9th of January, the currents of new beginnings, clarity, and abundance converge, opening channels for manifestation that are otherwise dormant. Repeating a carefully chosen 4-digit code on this night taps into these currents, turning a simple mental exercise into a catalyst for subtle but profound shifts. The mind, already primed for change after the closing of one cycle and the initiation of another, becomes exceptionally receptive. Even beyond numerology, this date holds a rhythm felt quietly in life's patterns. Decisions made, thoughts focused, and intentions set on the 9th of January tend to ripple outward, creating momentum that carries through weeks and months. Small coincidences may appear almost immediately: insights, opportunities, doors opening that once seemed closed. The combination of precise timing, subconscious receptivity, and number vibration creates an environment where transformation moves with surprising ease. Understanding this alignment is key. By honoring the date, embracing its energy, and applying intention through repetition, the effects of the code are magnified, working not only on thought but on the subtle currents that guide action, perception, and opportunity. Timing becomes more than convenience. It becomes the unseen force that accelerates change, turning a single night into a portal for possibility, preparation, and quiet awakening. Tonight holds a secret that is simple yet profoundly powerful. A 4-digit code lies at the center of this practice, a sequence designed to speak directly to the subconscious, bypassing doubt and opening pathways toward clarity, abundance, and guidance. This code is not random. Each number carries energy, a vibration that resonates with intention, focus, and alignment. When repeated, it becomes more than a string of digits. It becomes a signal, a subtle command that instructs the mind to notice patterns, opportunities, and insights that were always present but previously unseen. The code will appear clearly on the screen, inviting viewers to focus their attention fully, to hold it in mind as they prepare for rest. The exact sequence is critical, as each number interacts with the next to form a rhythm that the subconscious recognizes, absorbing it naturally while conscious thought begins to quiet. Repetition is key, but it must be done with care and presence. Rushing through the numbers diminishes their effect. Hesitation or doubt interrupts the flow of energy that the code is meant to activate. To use it effectively, slow the mind and embrace the rhythm of the sequence. Picture the numbers, feel their presence, and allow them to settle in the mind with confidence. The first repetition is an invitation, the second builds resonance, and by the third, the subconscious begins to internalize the signal, responding in subtle ways that ripple outward into thought, perception, and opportunity. Pair the repetition with a quiet visualization of desired outcomes, letting the mind intuitively connect the code with transformation, guidance, or abundance. This practice requires only intention, consistency, and awareness. The numbers themselves carry the power, but the mind must be willing to receive. As the code is repeated slowly and with focus, it becomes a bridge between thought and manifestation, a tool that channels timing, energy, and subconscious receptivity into one precise, quiet act. By honoring this sequence, viewers open themselves to experiences and synchronicities that may shift their reality in ways both subtle and profound. The moments before sleep hold a power few truly understand. As the body relaxes and conscious thought begins to fade, the subconscious mind awakens, ready to receive signals without resistance. This twilight state is a doorway, where ideas, intentions, and suggestions pass effortlessly into the depths of awareness. Thoughts planted here take root quietly, growing stronger while the mind drifts through the threshold of rest, untouched by doubt or distraction. Repetition in these moments is more than habit. It becomes a subtle form of programming. Each time the 4-digit code is repeated slowly and with focus, the subconscious absorbs it like fertile soil welcoming a seed. Patterns begin to emerge, aligning attention, perception, and expectation with the energy carried by the numbers. The mind, freed from the noise of daily concerns, registers the vibration of the code deeply, allowing it to influence thought, action, and subtle intuition in the hours and days that follow. This state is ideal for planting intentions because the boundary between conscious effort and subconscious influence is at its thinnest. The mind is highly suggestible, capable of internalizing ideas without resistance, yet powerful enough to guide decisions and recognize opportunities that were previously invisible. Each repetition becomes a quiet signal, building momentum in ways that feel natural, effortless, and almost imperceptible. Consistency transforms this practice from a simple ritual into a force that shapes reality. Over time, the subconscious begins to anticipate, notice, and align circumstances in harmony with the repeated signal. Inspiration arises in moments of stillness, doors open where none seemed present, and clarity emerges when it is most needed. By using the last moments before sleep with intention, viewers harness one of the most potent tools for change, a time when the mind listens most deeply, understands most clearly, and begins to work quietly, guiding the unseen currents of life toward outcomes shaped by focus, awareness, and deliberate repetition. Begin by finding a quiet space, a place where the body can fully relax and the mind can turn inward. Sit or lie down comfortably, allowing the muscles to soften and the breath to slow. Close your eyes and bring full attention to the 4-digit code, letting each number appear clearly in your mind. Focus not just on seeing it, but on feeling it, sensing the subtle energy it carries as it resonates through thought and intention. Repeat the code slowly, deliberately, with confidence. Let each number linger in the mind for a moment, allowing it to sink deeper with every repetition. Avoid rushing. The power comes from presence, from deliberate awareness, from letting the mind absorb the sequence fully and completely. Each repetition strengthens the connection between thought and subconscious response, building a quiet momentum that will continue even as sleep draws near. While repeating the code, pair it with visualization. Picture positive outcomes as vividly as possible. See doors opening, opportunities appearing, challenges dissolving, and abundance flowing naturally. Feel the emotions associated with these experiences: calm, clarity, confidence, gratitude. Allow the mind to associate the code with these outcomes, letting the numbers become a bridge to the reality you wish to attract. Maintain a gentle, unwavering belief in the process. Doubt dilutes the energy, certainty amplifies it. Trust that the mind in this receptive state understands more than the conscious self can see. Let the repetition become effortless, a quiet rhythm guiding thought toward alignment with opportunity and transformation. As the body relaxes and sleep approaches, allow the code to settle into the subconscious. Visualizations fade naturally, yet the signal remains, quietly influencing perception, intuition, and decision-making. Each night of careful repetition strengthens this pathway, weaving intention into thought, thought into action, and action into the subtle unfolding of reality. By repeating the code properly, viewers create not just a ritual, but a gateway, a precise, powerful practice that aligns mind, energy, and possibility in perfect harmony. Changes often arrive quietly, almost imperceptibly, yet their presence is undeniable once noticed. After repeating the 4-digit code with focus, many begin to feel subtle shifts in thought and awareness. Clarity emerges in moments that once felt confusing. Decisions that were heavy and uncertain suddenly appear simple, guided by an inner sense of knowing that seems to come from nowhere. The mind feels lighter, more open, and more attuned to possibilities previously overlooked. Inspiration follows naturally. Ideas spark without effort. Solutions appear when needed, and creative energy flows more freely. Tasks that once felt stagnant gain momentum, and actions align with purpose almost effortlessly. This sense of inspiration is not forced. It feels like a gentle nudge from the subconscious, steering thought and attention toward the right choices, the right opportunities, and the right moments. Small coincidences begin to appear, as if the world itself is responding to the quiet shifts within. People may encounter chance meetings, unexpected messages, or situations that seem timed perfectly. These moments are subtle confirmations, signals that the mind is perceiving patterns that were invisible before. They are gentle reminders that the subconscious is listening, adjusting, and guiding in alignment with intention. Sudden opportunities may also arise, though not always immediately grand. A new connection, a helpful insight, or a small breakthrough can feel like an early ripple of the greater change unfolding. These experiences are realistic and believable, grounding trust in the practice. They serve as proof that the repetition of the code is more than a mental exercise. It is a quiet activation of attention, perception, and readiness, preparing the mind to notice and respond to openings that align with growth, abundance, and clarity. Each of these effects, subtle yet tangible, confirms that the mind is awake, receptive, and responding. They do not demand belief or effort, only awareness, and they encourage continued practice, quietly building momentum toward deeper transformation. Faithful practice transforms a simple nightly ritual into a quiet engine of change. Each repetition of the four-digit code becomes a thread weaving intention, focus, and subconscious alignment into daily life. Over days and weeks, small shifts accumulate, creating a rhythm that guides thought, perception, and action toward greater clarity and opportunity. What begins as subtle awareness blossoms into a pattern of synchronicities, where doors open seemingly on their own and paths that once felt blocked begin to reveal themselves. Abundance flows not just in material ways, but in insight, confidence, and inner guidance. The mind begins to notice solutions before problems become obstacles. Ideas arrive at the right moment, connections appear exactly when needed, and timing itself seems to move in harmony with intention. This is the quiet power of consistency. Each night of repetition strengthens the pathway between focus and manifestation, allowing the subconscious to operate in alignment with goals, desires, and purpose. Patience is key. The effects are cumulative, subtle, and often surprising. Forcing results disrupts the natural rhythm of this process. Instead, trust that each repetition, each focused thought before sleep, plants seeds that will grow in their own time. The ritual becomes less about expectation and more about alignment, a gentle, persistent shaping of reality from the inside out. Over weeks, those who remain committed may notice more than coincidences. They may sense a new flow in life itself. Decisions feel guided, opportunities appear without struggle, and challenges shift into learning experiences rather than barriers. The subconscious, trained to repetition, begins to orchestrate outcomes with precision, responding to intention and focus in ways that feel effortless yet profound. Through consistent practice, the nightly ritual becomes a bridge, connecting present thought with future possibility, intention with manifestation, and quiet focus with meaningful change. Each repetition strengthens this connection, cultivating a life increasingly aligned with clarity, abundance, and unseen guidance. Even the most powerful practice can lose its effect if approached incorrectly. One of the most common mistakes is rushing through the repetition of the code. Speed diminishes focus, scattering attention and weakening the connection between conscious intention and subconscious absorption. The mind needs space to register each number fully, to feel its vibration, and to integrate it naturally. Skipping this step short changes the process, turning a potent ritual into a hollow habit. Doubt is another silent barrier. Questioning whether the code truly works or whether subtle changes will actually manifest creates resistance in the subconscious. The mind begins to filter signals instead of absorbing them. Transformation requires trust, quiet confidence that the repetition, combined with timing and intention, will awaken the effects beneath the surface. Belief is not blind faith, but recognition of a process that aligns thought, energy, and subconscious awareness. Focusing on what should happen is equally limiting. Obsessing over specific outcomes or expecting instant results constrains the natural flow of subtle energy. Life operates in rhythms and timing that cannot always be predicted. The code works by opening channels, nudging perception, and preparing the mind to notice opportunities. Attempting to force exact results interrupts this flow, reducing the practice to tension instead of alignment. Instead, approach the ritual with calm presence. Let each repetition of the code settle naturally. Observe subtle signs, remain open to unexpected manifestations, and trust that the subconscious is quietly shaping circumstances in alignment with intention. Allow the process to unfold without interference, like water flowing over stones, gentle, consistent, and unstoppable. By avoiding these mistakes, rushing, doubting, and forcing outcomes, viewers ensure that each repetition carries its full potential. The code becomes a bridge, not a demand. Every evening of focused, mindful practice strengthens the connection between conscious desire and subconscious guidance, quietly setting the stage for insight, opportunity, and change that unfolds in its own perfect timing. Change often begins in whispers, almost invisible at first, yet powerful in its persistence. The earliest effects of repeating the 4-digit code may feel subtle, a fleeting insight, a small coincidence, a gentle shift in mood or clarity, but these quiet signals are proof that the subconscious is already at work. Every repetition, every moment of focused intention plants seeds beneath the surface, reshaping perception, attention, and choice in ways that eventually ripple outward into daily life. Small daily rituals carry extraordinary power when practiced consistently. A single act, repeated with presence and intention, accumulates energy that the conscious mind cannot always measure, yet the subconscious responds to naturally. The 4-digit code is more than a number. It is a tool, a bridge connecting thought and possibility, aligning the mind with opportunity, clarity, and abundance. The key lies not in instant results, but in persistent, mindful practice, the willingness to show up each night and honor the ritual fully. Numbers hold vibration, rhythm, and energy that can resonate deeply within the mind and environment. By repeating the code with focus, viewers engage with these subtle forces, allowing intention and subconscious awareness to work in tandem. Over time, patterns emerge, doors open, and life begins to reflect the quiet influence of sustained focus. Even when change feels invisible, the mind is quietly aligning with opportunities, insights, and guidance that were always present but previously unnoticed. Belief in the process is essential, not as blind faith, but as recognition of the unseen currents at work. Each evening of repetition strengthens these currents, amplifying subtle shifts into tangible outcomes. By honoring the ritual, trusting the timing, and embracing the power of numbers, viewers cultivate a foundation of alignment, awareness, and quiet transformation, a steady, invisible force shaping reality in ways that often surprise, inspire, and empower. This simple code, repeated with focus on the 9th of January, may unlock doors you never imagined. Trust it. Repeat it. Believe. Every night of mindful repetition is a step towards subtle transformation, a quiet alignment of thought, intention, and opportunity. Even small actions, when performed with focus and belief, carry the power to shift your reality in ways that feel almost magical. Remember, change does not always arrive in grand gestures. It begins in small moments, in gentle insights, in opportunities that appear when you are ready to notice them. Each number, each repetition, each night of practice strengthens your connection to possibility, guiding you toward clarity, abundance, and growth. Take this step for yourself. Embrace the practice, trust the timing, and allow the process to quietly unfold. Like the video and subscribe to Shaolin Divine Flow to continue exploring the hidden currents of energy, numbers, and intention that can transform your life. Affirm today: I am open to change. I am aligned with opportunity, and I am ready to receive the abundance that life has quietly prepared for me. Tonight, one simple code can awaken the potential that has been waiting inside you all along. Step into this moment, repeat with focus, and trust that the universe is responding silently, powerfully, and perfectly.